Well, hello, good evening, and welcome. We're back. It's time for touring cars again. Fortunately, I was on holiday for the last round, so that was why there was no stream for that. But we're here again. It's round 6, and it's time for Brands Hatch. So, without any more further ado, let's head over to the track. Just loading up, as you can see there. So we'll be getting started with qualifying shortly, and then once we get round to the warm-up, we'll do our usual catch up with the field, have a look at the championship, and maybe have a little talk about where we are. Well, we have already seen Brands Hatch this season, although it's the GP version of it, so... Right then, let's get started. Usual things, any sound issues or anything like that, do let me know in the chat and I'll endeavour to fix it. Because as I've probably mentioned before, I'm not a professional at this. I'm not one of those proper streamers.
Take 6 clear, stay behind the white line. Alright Dave, we've got 19 minutes to settle up. Your brakes are cold, we need to get some heat into them. Your tyres are cold, watch out.
And yes, this week we're joined by Shouty Jim. And Mr. Empty Box on spotting. Because I intend to get very side by side with quite a few people tonight. After a run of poor form lately in sim racing, quite like to change that. If you'll have tuned into the ISO Indy 500 race it was last week. You'll see it went pretty poorly for me, honestly. In what should have been a race-winning car, I span out of 15th or 16th place after about 10 laps. So yeah, let's do a bit better than that today. Let that Cavalier pull away from us a little bit. Microphone volume's low. Okay, I will try and crank that up when I get a chance. Until then, I'll just have to try to talk louder. Yeah, that was through Paddock Hill Bend there. Up to Druids, down to second gear. and run the car out down the hill into Graham Hill Bend, which brakes down into third gear. Very easy to run wide and invalidate your lap on the exit here. Down the Brabham straight towards Surtees, which it's so tricky to find a racing line through here. But it's the most important corner on the circuit because we're now onto the long straight. Try and get past the Cavalier here.
Car left. Still there. Clear to the left.
That wasn't ideal, that was through Hawthorne's fifth gear, very fast. On the brakes, down to fourth gear as we come up towards Dingle Dell. 1996 there was a chicane here, this was where we saw those wonderful shots of the cars leaping through the air. Unfortunately that's never been modelled in sim racing to my knowledge. This version of the track is how the track is today. Through Stirling's up towards what I've now remembered is Clark Corner. I didn't remember what it was called last time. And down the front straight again, which isn't straight or level.
E5.
And we start another lap.
Sector
Late
3 is
the
2
brakes.
tenths off the pace.
Have to go down an extra gear to save the car.
Sector 1 is 1.9 off the pace.
Very sloppy that one. Need to be better than that.
Yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like Michael Drexler has gone off in Surtees.
One of the Volvos off there. And a Peugeot.
Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace. Your tyre temperatures are good.
Thank you, Jim. These guys did have kit-to-car radio back in the day. I don't know how much data
Green
they
flag,
would have
Sector 2, P6. Sector 3 is
Considering who was
0.5 off
running
the
this
pace.
team and the budgets involved, probably quite a lot, I'd say. Hopefully this Cavalier's not going to hold us up too much.
Sector 1 is 0.3 off the pace.
Leaving, don't do that.
Right side. Clear right.
Ah, flubbed that. Can go quite a bit faster than that 132
Sector
one.
2 is 2.1 off the pace.
Indeed, I should go faster than that, but just can't string together at the minute. Let's try again.
P7, incident in Sector 1, yellow flag. We think that Alberto Inclino has binned it in Graham Hill Bend. Green flag, Sector 1.
Probably noticed as well we're running the special ISO voice pack for crew chief for that. You can get and find on the forum.
Sector 1 is 0.3 off the pace.
turn in a bit early there. Very tricky to time the turn-ins around this back section of the track. That was just a touch too late, that one. That's what went wrong there.
Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace. Five minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes. Incident Sector 3, yellow flag.
Attack the curbs a bit more aggressively, I think.
Good lap. That's your quickest today.
We'll see how this lap's looking. It's not good, we'll box this lap for the fresh tyres.
Green flag in Sector 3. Sector 1 is 0.3 off the pace.
It's looking promising, so we'll stick at it. That's not good, we're not going to improve from that, so...
Yellow flag Sector 2.
It's very easy on this GP loop especially. You get one of those corners wrong and it just stacks. Miss one apex, you're going to probably miss all four of them.
Okay, Dave, we need to watch these track limits. Look out for the pit speed limit.
We'll top the car up with fuel, take some new tyres and we'll go again. So evening Barry Lynn and Windy in the chat there. Nice to see you. Hopefully I can make the stream entertaining. Certainly try. This looks promising. We should slot into a nice big gap here.
Car approaching, watch your mirrors. Sector 2 is now green. We've got cold tyres, we need to get some heat into them. Your brake temperatures look good.
Just wondering why go for a pit stop rather than exiting to the garage and all that. It takes about the same sort of time to do a pit stop in this as it would do for me to leave the car, wait for the tow back and rest. But doing it this way means I get to keep my brake temperatures up. And I find it just helps me sort of stay zoned in a little bit more than going out to the menu. But as well, doing a pit entry practice and some practice pit stops is never a bad thing. That's what you're free.
You're 2/10 off the pace in sector 1.
I know I can do better than these times as I was doing 31.4s earlier. But of course what you do in testing and practice doesn't matter, it's what you do in the official sessions that count. See, I missed the apex and I lost momentum. It's all about the momentum on these cars.
Tyre temperatures are good. Okay, Dave, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left. Seventh position.
Ah, there we go. That was a better run.
Incident in sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow. Green flag, sector 3. We think Dario Harper has
What
gone
was
off
that?
in clearways.
Rubbish, come on.
This lap won't count. You've cut the track.
Went from turning in too late to turning in too early there, and yeah.
Sector 2 is 0.5 off the pace. Sector 1 is yellow. We think that Richard Wilkes has gone off in Graham Hill Bend. Sector 1 is clear. Sector 3 is now yellow. Sector 1 is 0.3 off the pace. Yellow flag. Looks like Robin Voss has binned it. Green flag, sector 2. Two minutes to go, 2 minutes.
Probably going to get 2 more laps then. Hearing any strange noises, by the way, that's my neighbour doing guitar practice.
Yellow flag. It looks like David Sabre has gone off in Dingledell. Sector 2 is clear.
Okay, that's better. Finally put a decent run through there together.
Okay, Dave, we estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining. B6. That's the end of the session, B6.
Look at the temperature of that left front tyre. That's why it's tricky. Trying too hard. That's not a problem, Barry Lynn. I do quite enjoy doing the silly little streams. It's not the easiest, but I do like a good challenge. So it looks like we'll be starting 6th then for race 1. At least I got my 31.4. I know I can do better than that, but it's not always, never that easy to string it together. There's Jonathan again, who was saying earlier how he was struggling for place, and I'm sure that was a banker lap, but that's a good lap time there. And that Volvo's not the most nimble of cars. Right then, so while we go into the warm-up session, we'll have a quick look at the points then for the season. So here we are. As you can see, I missed the last round at Snetterton. It looks like all the Swedes had a very good time out at Snetterton now. Jonathan Aukerklimp's taken the championship lead on 94 points. Anders Nilsson in second on 91. Juha Boss on 90. So very, very tight at the top. And not far away, you've got John Team, Nicholas Kirsten, who are still close as well. A bit further back, we've got Grant Riddle and myself. Not out of the fight completely, but it's going to be very tricky to get back into it from there. Other notable ones, Ricardo Mendes 8th, David Saber 9th, Rob De Vries in 10th, Richard Wilkes in the Audi in 11th, Robin De Vos, Ray Riddle, David Ortman and Gabriel Sturr making up the top 15. If you want to see the points for the manufacturers and the independents, they are all available on the ISO forum, which I should really put a link to in the description. And I'll do that for the VOD for this stream. Anyway, back to the track. I am constipating. Honest. Right, well, let's have a look, see who we've got then. So, Jonathan Aukerklimpf as Rickard Rydell once again in the Volvo. The world's most aggressive house brick. He's put it on pole position for race 1, so it'll be one to watch. Nicholas Kirsten in James Kay's Works Honda. Juha Boss in the lead Renault. Grant Riddle in the BMW. John Team in the second of the two Volvos, the Swedish super team. Me in another Williams Renault. Anders Nilsson, who I think has been struggling with the balance of the car, from what he was saying earlier for this one. There's Smoking Joe Winkelhock. Richard Wilkes as Frank Beeler in the four-wheel drive Audi. David Saber back as Patrick Watts in the Peugeot. Ray Riddle in John Binkliff's four-wheel drive Audi. Robin De Vos in the Works Mondeo. Dario Appa in Matt Neal's Privateer Ford Mondeo this week. I believe that's a one-off drive. Little Al, Alberto Aquino in Peter Cox's BMW. Dante Barbera in John Clellan's Vauxhall Vectra. Mikael Drechsler in Mr. O'Brien's Privateer Honda Accord. Petr Hlavic doing a one-off in the second of the Works Peugeots this week. Mike Olsen in the Pro Motorsport Independent Vauxhall Cavalier. Simon Watman in one of the Mid Motorsport Cavaliers. Felipe Elias in my old Cavalier from a few years ago. And Alberto Abanez in another independent Ford Mondeo. That's the grid, that's the lineup for tonight. As you see there in the briefing there, we've been warned to behave ourselves this week. As I understand, some of the racing's been getting a bit punchy. So here's Jonathan in the Volvo. Looks like he's going to do a practice start. I always find it a little bit scary when people stop in the middle of the track when other cars going at full speed, but here's a simulator so we can get away with such.
New fastest lap for Michael Drexler, 1:33.8.
There's Juha in the Renault. Coming out to Surtees onto the long back straight. I say long, it's relatively short, but fastest part of the track.
Fastest lap for Richard Wilkes, 132.9.
A challenging race this one, I think. Oh, there's Grant. It's a bit eager on the throttle coming out of Druids there in the BMW. Lights the rears up and goes for a little spin. There's David Saver in the Peugeot, also coming through Druids.
That's 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes.
Ray Riddle in the Audi. See that car still just struggles with the extra weights, especially over the nose. Very good on corner exit, but just on some of these flying tracks, it can be really tricky for the driver to put it where he wants it. As I've said before, the versions of the cars we're running are the cars as they finished the season, so this Audi's been slapped with quite a hefty weight penalty.
The track temperature's rising, it's now 24 Celsius. Fastest lap for Richard Wilkes, 132.8.
Thank you, Jim. And you see the Works Mondeo, that's Robin DeVos. Always did quite like the livery this car had. Anders Nilsson's top of the timesheets now. Yeah, he's got Richard Wilkes right behind him, so that'll certainly motivate him to go a bit quicker. As I was saying earlier, the version of the track we're running at the moment is the current modern day version of Brands Hatch. It's not hugely different to how the track would have been in 1996. Well, the two key differences are here coming through Dingle Dell, where there was a chicane with a very large curb on the inside. It's there that you see quite a lot of the famous photos of cars in this area, all four wheels off the ground and over the curbs. 100% sure when that chicane went in. Probably close to
new fastest lap for Anders Nilsson, 131.9.
But it was removed in later years because I suppose the track stopped needing him as they moved away from hosting top level events. And stuck more to national
just
stuff.
2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
Or whether they improve the runoff or certainly outside, I don't know. The other key difference is at Graham Hill bend, which is turn 3, the left-hander at the bottom of the hill. That would have still been the more wider open version of the corner that we would have seen in the 80s version of the track we've run before. But not present on this version. I believe we're running full process behind the modern day version of the track, as it is a little bit closer to how it would have looked in '96, and it's just a more readily available version of the circuit, so I believe that's why we're using it. Race pace there from Wilkes. Certainly an advantage the Audis and the BMWs will have around here against the front wheel drive cars is that you saw how hot that left hand tyre was getting. Their tyre wear is just that little bit more evenly spread between the front and the rear, so that will help them. Anyway, coming towards the end of the warm-up now, so Here we see the warm-up times. Interesting to see what happens. Put some fuel back in the car. And we'll get ready for race 1.
Checkered flag, P16. That's the end of the session. 16th place.
So, place your bets now. How will it go? I think we may actually be in luck. We may be on the one little bit of the front straight that's level. So hopefully I won't have to do a heel and toe start. Nice big smoky burnout as always. I know the game doesn't simulate it, but that would have been a nice big sticky pair of number 11s to launch into. Now we're going to just have to desperately try and get some heat in the tyres and the brakes, so that when I launch the car into Paddock Hill Bend at the start of the first lap, it actually grips and does what I want it to do. Very hard to get them all the way up to temperature, but you can at least take the edge off the cold tyres. Tail a little bit as well if we can, get some heat in the rears. That's always the tricky part.
Laps. Okay, Dave, get ready.
So as Jim said there, 18 laps for us ahead. Very tricky to keep the tyres alive for that long. If you recall last time, I ran out of fuel in the last straight of the first race. Shouldn't be a problem this time, but you never know. Right, done a decent enough job I think there of the tyres. Here we go. The car is rolling slightly, but not too much. Okay, it should mean I can come off the brake.
Floor it.
Car right. Hold your line. clear right. Left side, 3 wide, you're on the right, clear left. On your left, 2 left, 3 wide. Still there. Car left. Hold your line, clear left, right side, 3 wide, in the middle, clear right. Car left. Hold your line, clear all around. Car right, clear to the right.
I think I hit Andy's there. You don't want to send it when it's not appropriate.
Sixth place.
I would quite like to get past team here.
Incident in Sector 2, yellow flag. Green flag in Sector 2. We can see Alberto Inclino has crashed in Surtees. All right, Dave, keep piling on the pressure. He'll make a mistake.
I'm not sure he will. As we've seen before, it can be very hard to get alongside someone in these cars if they don't want to get in there.
The gap to John, Tim, ahead is increasing. It's now 1.0.
That's not good. That was just that bad exit out of Graham Hill. That's what I keep saying, momentum. Quite heavy, relatively low-powered cars. All with very similar engine power, so it's very easy to lose touch if you just miss that one corner. A bit too hot into there, I think. Looks like Grant had a moment. He was leading by about 4 seconds not that long ago. There we go, that's my opportunity to get back in touch with them. There we go.
Yellow flag in sector 3. We think that Simon Wattsman has gone off in Stirling's Bend.
Okay, you see, just one bad corner and now I'm back on his bumper.
Green flag in sector 3.
That's what I meant as well when I said earlier I don't want to send it too early. As you start fighting and the cars in front are going to disappear.
On your right. He's still there. Still there. Clear right. On your left. Still there. Clear left. Right side. Hold your line. Still there. Clear right.
Well done, Dave. Great move. Keep it up.
There you go, you made the mistake. I got alongside and we were through. Do anything about this Volvo in front. I know my car's struggling with tyres, I think theirs are struggling even more.
Great driving. Keep it up. P5.
Just missed the apex a bit there. Watch this, Grant's going to be right on me bumper by Paddock Hill for that. Another demonstration there, if it were needed, of why I keep coming back to momentum in these cars. my best to ignore that car behind me. He's not there. You saw Team-Up braked himself there, and now he's right back in front of me. He's thrown himself off. Grant smells blood as well. This might get a bit feisty.
On your right.
Oh.
Clear to the right.
Yellow flag, watch out. Sector 1 is green. We think that Grant's Riddle has gone off in Druids.
That was front wheel drive saving me there. No trick, floor the throttle and let the car do the work. That front left's giving out.
You've just done a 134.4.
Yep, the front left's giving out.
Stay between the lines, please, Dave.
That broke something. I saw the bumper come off. The suspension's bent.
Car left. Clear to the left.
See, the wheel's not straight anymore. We're an oval car now. And the car doesn't want to turn in. I've got no splitter. We're in damage control exercise now.
Right side. Clear right. You're clear.
see the tyre temperatures all out of whack as well.
Okay, Dave,
the right
don't let this guy
shoulders
distract you.
very
Push now,
hot.
we need more speed. P7.
It doesn't help that no splitter, so the car doesn't want to turn in.
Car right. Clear right.
Don't know how much longer I'm going to keep Wilkes behind me. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it till the end of the race. I just need to try and keep the gap to the next car back as big as possible.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Doesn't mean I'm going to make it easy for him though. Surprised Brooks hasn't just sent it on me. God, it's 3 seconds a lap slower now than it should be. I'm just parking on the
Right side.
Work.
Still there.
Here.
Keep it steady. Clear right.
2 laps remaining.
Right side. Keep it steady. Clear. Clear to the right.
So I'm more thinking about where Sabre is, that's why I don't want to fight him too hard.
The gap to Richard Wilkes ahead is increasing. It's now 1.7 seconds.
It's all very well, Jim, but there's nothing I can do about that. I do wish you had the car's balked Jim, or it's a Minardi Jim. Adjust expectations.
P8, 1 more lap to go.
So for a free app, it's still pretty good.
We're seeing minor wear on the fronts.
On there as well, got a problem, is he out of fuel? Okay.
P7, that's the end of the race. We'll get him next time.
We'll certainly try. That could have been better. That was disappointing to have that incident. I do hope Grant wasn't letting me through there. That was a racing incident, honestly. At least that's how I saw it. I don't think he did anything deliberate. Yeah, looks like it's Nicholas Kirsten takes the win in that one. It's ahead of Jonathan Arthur Clint, Newhart, John Team, Anders, Richard Wilkes and myself. Hopefully race 2 goes a little bit better, but we still got 7th, so I only lost 1 place over where I qualified. You can see the split missing. See the wheels not where it should be either. Indeed, never give up, Barry Lynn. Never know what's going to happen. I'm not sure why Grant slowed down. I think he may have thought the collision we had at Druids did more damage to my car than I think it did. He may not have realised that I'd actually managed to mostly damage the car myself. Alright, anyway. Back to qualifying mode, and I'll even give the soft tyres a try, I think. Because why not?
That's the end of the session. P6.
It looks like we've got a few minutes till qualifying for race 2 starts. Well, that was certainly an exciting race anyway. Let's hope race 2 can be just as exciting, but maybe in a different way.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Thank you, Jim. Do you recall that my microphone may have been a bit quiet again? Let's see if I can do anything about that. I think I've already got it cranked up as high as I can make it. What I can do is I will lower the volume of everything else, and if you're struggling to hear me, just I suppose you'll have to turn your own playback volume up a little bit. There we go. I'll drop the sound of everything else. So if I just sit here and give the engine a few revs, how do I sound over that? Is that better?
That's the end of the session. B6.
Okay, good, excellent. We'll go with that then. Right then, into qualifying number 2. Let's see what happens with the soft tyres, because, well, I might as well try them. Oop, it's thinking. See if we can push Yuha around. He might be able to pull me around as well, we shall see.
Your exit is clear. Watch the white line. We've got 19 minutes to set a lap. We've got cold tyres. We need to get some heat into them. We need to get some heat into these brakes.
The softs are probably going to give me a few laps before they melt, so if I'm going to do something, I better do it quickly. Although I'll strap hards on when I stop if needs be. even if it's just placebo effect. But yep, also got to adjust track limits. Because the race track limits are a lot more lenient than the qualifying ones are. Right, here we go. Qualifying attempt number 2. 13.4 to beat. Front left's already getting very hot.
Okay, Dave, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up. P2. You're 2/10 off the pace in sector 3.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yellow flag, caution. It looks like Grant's Riddle has stacked it in Paddock Hill. Sector 1 is now green. Your left front tyre is running hot. Sector 2 is 0.3 off the pace. P3. Sector 1, yellow flag. You need to find a 10th in Sector 3. We think Michael Drexler has crashed in Paddock Hill. Yellow flag, Sector 2. We think Alberto Iquino has binned it in Surtees. Green flag, Sector 1. Green flag in Sector 2. Yellow flag in Sector 1. Your tyre temps are looking good. You're 2/10 off the pace in Sector 1. We think that Dario Harper has gone off in Paddock Hill. Incidents in Sector 2, yellow flag. We think that Juha Boss has gone off in Surtees. Green flag, Sector 2.
Right, wind it back, let that tyre cool down.
Green flag, Sector 1. Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow. 4.
Okay, now I've avoided that lap, I'm going to pit now. Okay, box, box, box.
Watch your speed.
Now get 4 new Michelins. Find a nice clear bit of track and try again.
Looks like you're clear on the pit exit. Your brake temperatures look good. Cold tyres all round.
Right. Nice and easy, let that Mondeo pull away. Quite a nice little gap to slot into here.
Okay, Dave, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
Right, round 2, let's try again. See if we can squeak into the 130s maybe.
P5. Incident in Sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow. Green flag, Sector 2.
Nearly.
Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace. Your tyre temps are all good. Sector 3 is 0.4 off the pace.
It's going to be an improvement, but not enough.
That's your fastest lap today. Sector 3 is 0.3 off the pace. Sector 1 is 0.3 off the pace.
Tight is at the top again. If you are watching this and you fancy, go check the forum out. There's plenty of free cars for this series. They're actually relatively easy to drive, but they're also great fun to race. This too could be you.
It looks like Jonathan O'Kare's clip has gone off in clearways. Sector 3 is green. Heads up, there's a car rejoining. 6th place. Sector 3 is 0.3 off the pace. Alright Dave, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left. That's 5 minutes of fuel left. Sector 2 is now yellow.
winding the brake bias back to see if I can help the turn in. Compensates for the front left being cooked.
You're 2/10 off the pace in sector 1. You're a 10th off the pace in sector 2.
Oh, come on.
Very little fuel left.
This is it, all or nothing.
Just 2 minutes left.
It's nothing.
2 minutes to go. Mind these track limits, please, Dave. Two litres remaining. Sector 2 is now green. Yellow flag, Sector 3. Sector 3 is clear. Green flag. We're running on fumes, mate. 1 litre remaining. Sector 1 is yellow. Look out for the pit speed limit.
Well, looks like we're going to be sixth again. But it was a lot tighter this time. Looks like pretty much everyone's improved there.
That's the end of the session. P6.
Right. While I remember, I will go ahead and I'll drop that forum link into the description now. Right. There we are. Now, like a proper YouTubist, I can say link in the description. So although the soft tyres didn't overheat as much as I thought they would, I'm going to have to go back to the hard tyres for the race, because I saw how worn they were, the hards were at the end of that. That's right, like, share and subscribe to my video, guys! Ugh. The day I do that unironically will be the day I stop doing this. So let's have a look, see what's going on in the track for the second warm-up then. We'll see if we can come up with some more Brands Hatch trivia, perhaps. So of course we all know Brands Hatch was famous for holding Formula 1 races in the 60s, 70s and 80s. That wasn't everything it did. There's also some quite famous sports car racing happened here as well. World Endurance Championship and the World Sports Car Championship ran here for quite a long time. Indeed, there was the best known one was the quite well known 1970 BOAC 1000, which was held in the pouring rain and was remarkable for Pedro Rodriguez putting on a drive of the gods that day, by all accounts. Certainly considering what a monster of a car the Porsche 917 was, to manhandle that thing around this track in the wet in the 70s with 70s safety standards and tyre technology, that's yeah, that was quite an impressive piece of driving that he did that day. Other big things that did race here, there was the A1GP series back in the 2000s, had its first round here. There was the Cup of Nations thing they tried, which just never really took off. And of course, it's even now it still does hold rounds of the Fanatec GT World Series and the British GT, which I think is probably the fastest contemporary cars you'll see here nowadays. But they do have the historics as well, where they do run historic F1 cars. I believe well, I do know for a fact they've got a meeting dedicated to super touring cars in a few weeks, which will be one to look forward to. Anyway, here we see Anders in the BMW, right on the tail of, I believe that's Dante de Barbera in Cleland's car. Indeed it is.
The leader has just done a 134.1. That's a new fastest lap for Anders Nielsen, 132.7.
There's Robin de Vos right there as well in the Mondeo.
Fastest lap for David Sabre, 132.5.
Here we see Jonathan in the Volvo. It's impressive how quickly both him and John Team have been able to get this car to go. I certainly wouldn't have said at the start of the night that Brands had to be a track that would suit these cars, but the Super Swede's clearly proving me wrong. Indeed, it's that TWR on the front of the car. That's the same team that won at Le Mans with the Jaguars.
New fastest lap for Richard Wilkes, 132.4.
And the Bathurst 1000 with the XJSs and quite a few other things. So they certainly knew how to build and run cars. Indeed, they would go on to win the championship only 2 years later with the S40. Here we see Petr Hlavic in Tim Harvey's Peugeot.
5 minutes remaining, 5 minutes left.
Is Richard Wilkes then in the Audi Quattro. He's currently fastest in the warm-up. That's quite good going. As I did say earlier, that car has been slapped quite hard with the weight penalty hammer. It does look like he's having a bit of trouble getting it turned in, but I think out of the corners, that's probably the best car to have.
Fastest lap for Anders Nielsen, 132.0.
There is David Saber in another Peugeot. Here we see Dario Appa in one of the privateer Mondeos. Another privateer car. It's Michael Drechsler in a independently run Honda Accord. The BTCC in the 90s did their best to keep the privateer teams relevant, but there was only so much they could do against the factory might. Although Team Dynamics and Matt Neal would go on to pull out some very impressive results towards the end of the Super Touring car era in their year-old Nissan Primera. Here's Dante Barbera in the Vauxhall Vectra. We see Juha Boss in the Renault behind him.
New fastest lap for Nicholas Kirsten, 131.9. Fastest lap for Jonathan O'Kare Clint, 131.4.
Again, looking tight at the top. Jonathan's got the edge at the moment, but as we saw in race 1, it's whether you can sustain that for the whole race. That's easier said than done. Just another minute or so and we'll be heading to the grid. Just double check everything. Yep, right setup, right fuel, right tyres.
The guy behind has just done a 134.8.
It's Ray Riddle in the Audi. Pulls off to the side of the road.
That's the end of the session, B16.
Right, we'll just wait for everyone to filter in then, and we shall get ready for race 2. If I can just keep it off the walls and on the track, hopefully we can get a decent result. And Matthew Simeone sneaks in at the last second there, and another Honda by the looks of it. I think I saw him post on the forum that he was having some hardware issues, but it's good that he's made at least race 2. Anyway, as I was saying, I'll get some more plugging in while I can. If you are watching this and you fancy giving this sort of thing a go, this is probably one of the best series to start with. Races aren't too long, the cars aren't that tricky to drive, and generally whatever pace you are, you'll find someone to race with. Even if you aren't setting lap records or winning races, you can still have a lot of fun. There's plenty of independent cars and quite a few of the works ones as well, so if you are sitting on the fence, do consider it. Right, anyway, enough about that. Time for race 2. We're starting 6th again. Once again, another nice big burnout off the line, because we always like those. And once again, we're desperately trying to get some heat in the tyres and the brakes, because the last thing we want is to hurl the car into Paddock Hill Bend and for nothing to happen. We've already seen what that will do. So it's Boss on pole position this time in the other Renault. Bodes well. Last time he started on pole position that I can remember, I ended up finishing right behind him in 2nd. Who knows, maybe it'll work out and we can go one better than this one. We shall see. I believe that's, yeah, there's a BMW behind him, I presume that'll be Grant. Then we've got Nicholas and the Honda, followed by the Super Swedes, Walker Klimpf and team. And then the other Super Swede right behind me with Anders. It's almost like Swedes are good in touring cars, who knew? Although very much reflecting the international flavour that the BTCC did have in the 90s. Some very big name drivers, of course.
Sixth place. Get ready. Time to focus.
Could almost be said that F1 had become something of a feeder series for BTCC at this point. Anyway, enough reminiscing. Here we go. Race 2. And I believe actually the halfway point of the season, at least in terms of races. Or does that come next time out? I think that's actually next time out. But we're getting close to that. Right, heel and toe start again.
Floor it, green, green, green.
Right side, 3 wide, you're the one. Hold your line. Right side, in the middle, 3 wide, clear left, clear all around. Car right, clear to the right, car right. Still there. Clear to the right.
Once again, I hope I didn't help him off there. I don't think I did, but it can be hard to tell with net codes and that.
Yellow flag sector 2. We think Jonathan O'Care's clipped has gone off in Hawthorns. Sector 2 is green.
Looks like Riddell's taking the lead from Boss, Team and Kirsten.
P5. Yellow flag in sector 1. Green flag sector 1.
Yeah, they're a bit more spread out this time.
Yellow flag. We think Richard Wilkes has gone off in Druids.
That gives me a bit of breathing space. See, look, they're not fighting each other, and they're pulling a little away slowly but surely.
The gap to Nicholas Kirsch in front is now 1.1. Green flag in sector 1. P5. The gap to Nicholas Kirsch ahead is increasing. It's now 1.5 seconds.
Just one bad corner, that's all it takes. But that works both ways. So we keep pushing. They'll start fighting. Just wait till those laps tick down. Oops. Off forgotten tool is the brake bias. Killed you that myself, I need to remember it more.
Yellow flag sector 2. We can see Elias has crashed in Surtees. Green flag in sector 2. Anders Nielsen is closing you down. The gap has come down to 2.4. They're faster than us into Druids.
I was worried about that.
Incident in sector 2, yellow flag. Green flag in sector 2. Guy behind has just done a 131.8.
Oh, they're all driving cleanly and not racing each other. So Anders isn't far away.
Anders Nielsen behind is now 2.1 seconds. Okay, Dave, that's half distance. Fuel levels are fine. Your last lap time was at 132.6.
There we go, that was a good sequence of corners. There's been some shuffling up there as well. That won't help.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 29 Celsius. Looks like a bit of a wear on your left front.
Okay, this is where we need to be careful in paddock then. Don't want to go in the fence again. Especially just as the cars in front start looking like they're fighting each other. Yes, I think the tyre wear might be a little bit better this time around. Maybe that brake bias adjustment's helping. Now look, you see where Team and Kirsten have started fighting. That gap's started to come down. If Boss and Riddle stay where they are, they'll probably disappear, but it may not be out of it. It may not be over just yet.
That's a new fastest lap for Grant Riddle, 1:31.1.
That's a very impressive lap from Grant, that. Looks like Anders has had a moment, so the pressure's off from behind. Can I do anything about the guys in front? I don't think they can at this rate.
Kirsten ahead is now 4.3 seconds. That lap was a 1:32.7.
Sort of stuck in no man's land. I don't quite have the pace it seems to chase these guys down. Oh, that's big for the championship. If Anders is out. But it's going to be questionable if Jonathan's going to score as well in this race. So that could blow the championship wide open at this point. Yeah, that little mistake there, that's going to seal us in 5th, I think. Unless these two take each other out, which doesn't look like they're going to now.
That lap was at 1:33.5.
Team's pulled out just enough of a gap, I think, that there's nothing Kirsten can do.
The gap to Nicholas Kirsten ahead is now 4.5 seconds. Two laps left.
So they're swapping places at the front as well. Grant's taking the lead again.
We've seen a bit of wear on your front tyres. Michael Drexler has just retired from the race.
Yep, that left front's got nothing left to give again.
One more to go.
Right, nice and sensible. Just bring the car across the line.
P5. Well done, mate. Good finish.
Yeah, well, that'll do. That'll do. I don't think I could have gotten much better there. It's a good steady finish. A good steady haul of points from that tonight. Shame the race wasn't a bit more. That second race wasn't a bit more exciting, but they aren't all classics. That's a win for Grant then. Well done to him. Looks like Suhar in second, Team third, Kirsten fourth. That's a good run for Dario Appa there in that Privateer Mondeo as well. Very good run. In amongst the top 10 in those Privateer cars is not easy.
Watch your speed limit in the pits.
Good run for Petalavic as well, for coming 6th in a one-off drive. Anyway, that'll be all for tonight then. We'll be back again soon with the next round of this, round 7, which, just have a quick look where that's going to be from. That's going to be from Knock Hill. That'll be a good one. Nice, relatively local track to me. So, I also recently bought the Knock Hill history book as well, so I'll be sure to read that and have plenty of Knock Hill trivia for you when that comes. And that's going to be on the 2nd of June, so I believe that's yeah, that's in 2 weeks. So I hope to see you all then for that. Have a lovely rest of your evening and a good week. And we shall see you all again soon. Cheery bye!